All right, so boom. I'm about to just find three random YouTubers on the homepage. For the first YouTuber, I'm going to find live, and then I'll cut to the second and third YouTuber. But I'm gonna find three random YouTubers live, and I'm gonna try to get them as rich as possible, and basically change and think about what I could do to fix their channels and make them a whole bunch of money. So I'm gonna do this live in front of you guys. Obviously, you see me scrolling. Um, my homepage is very random. Okay, so you got Elmer, you got Heartstop Lucas, you got Mr. Don, Rod, Leo Ishiano. Let's see him. From zero, 40 million, founder of Elite Ecom. Make your first 10,000 with Ecom. Opt an offer. So it seems like this guy already has a funnel set up. Okay, and he already has a product. He has Elite Ecom Academy. So we're looking for honestly people who, I mean, I could definitely make this guy more money, but let's find other candidates, shall we? So, like I said, I'm gonna do this live. I'm gonna do this right in front of you guys. So, like, there's not gonna be that many cuts, but this video is gonna be full of value. So, this isn't for you if you're looking for a high dopamine, high edited type of video. We're just gonna see if we can find people randomly and then see if we can make their YouTube channels a whole bunch of money just from my expertise, etc. Just from my point of view. So we're gonna look for educational / informational YouTubers. Learn to make $2,000 a month with copyright this Tuesday. This guy definitely already has a funnel, but I can see that he has changed the funnel to do a webinar. So I'm assuming that's only temporary. He'll probably go back to his regular funnel after the webinar is over. Mark builds brands. Okay, so work with me one-on-one, e-commerce scaling. See if you qualify. I mean, this is a cool little funnel, but like we can find people with worse funnels and then just worse channels in general. As you can see, most of the people that are on my feed are people who like are already successful. As like, obviously, if I'm watching YouTube, I'm watching people who are successful already. So you're not going to see a whole bunch of people who aren't. But let's see if we can find some. Give me 22 minutes to change your life. Cry.
You're gonna get so much done.
Okay, so first guy we're gonna talk about is Cry. This is YouTube channel. This guy I could run up easily tens of thousands of dollars. Let me just tell you the exact process I would do. This guy, he makes fitness content and kind of self-improvement content. Very easy to monetize. The people he's trying to target are gonna be people who need help and want Cry's further help with their issues, with their problems, whatever the case may be. Out of his audience, people who have there's gonna be a more specific prominent problem that people have in this audience, which is probably going to be just from looking at his videos like mindsets, fitness, maybe even women as well. Let me see. Yeah, he has some woman content. Easily, Cry could just set up a couple posts on his Instagram, his community posts, and all the social medias that he's on, Twitter and TikTok. Basically, kind of figure out what his audience wants. He could just ask them questions, ask them like what they want, what their biggest struggles are, what their biggest problems are. He could figure out and just ask them through polls, through direct questions. He could DM people in his following and people who are in his comment section and just people who are kind of commenting. He could also look through his comments and see like, okay, what problems do people have? Like, what are people asking me for advice on? What are people asking me for more insights on? It is these problems and insights that people want further help on are the things that he might be able to monetize in the future. So Cry, it doesn't look like he's selling anything, which he should be because he's a fitness / self-improvement type of YouTuber. Excuse me. Basically, he would figure out, okay, based off of what his audience wants, he would ask them questions. He would figure out their biggest problem. I would say Cry should hop on market research calls with these people, figure out, okay, what is it exactly that you guys are struggling with the most? He'll take a whole bunch of these market research calls and then he'll figure out, okay, there seems to be a very specific problem that people seem to have over and over, and it seems to pop up recurrently. So I would say, let's just say for this type of guy, his YouTube channel, the biggest thing that people have a problem with is their fitness and their mindset. So what Cry could do, once he has figured this out based off the market research and based off like all the feedback that he's gotten from asking his audience questions, he could very, very easily set up a high ticket one to one or one to group, one to many mentorship where he charges like 2K, 3K, 4K to get people from, say, fat and overweight and horrible mindset to now fit, sharp mind, high testosterone men, now with also the capability and potential to change their life, maybe start a business, accomplish more in their life. Like a lot of men would pay a lot of money to get to that, especially if the person that they're learning from is somebody like Cry who seems to have his stuff together. So that's an easy offer to run up. Market research, high ticket offer into a high ticket mentorship. Maybe he works one to one with these people. Right off there, maybe he lets in 15 to 20 people in. That could easily get him to maybe a 40K cash collected launch. So imagine getting $40,000 just from doing market research from your own audience and running up and creating an offer based on these people in your audience. Imagine getting 40K, 50K, 60K just off a launch, off just helping people with the problems that they are literally asking you to help them. So that's going to get him to his first 40K, 50K, 60K cash collected outside of AdSense, outside of sponsorships, outside of other monetization vehicles that you can't control, like affiliates, brand deals, etc. Then what he has to do, he needs to get these people results. So he needs to actually know how to get people results and how to change their lives and how to actually get them from the current situation to the desired situation. That's through the calls, that's through templates, that's through working in the trenches with these people, these customers, these people who have paid you, and getting them to the result no matter what. Because these people, I mean, if this is going to be something that you want to get rich from, it's not going to be off of just like, oh, they paid you, and then you keep on, and then you move on with the rest of your life. Like, no, they paid you, so you need to get these people results. You got to be in the trenches, create documents, create frameworks, create templates, create visuals, create videos, create uh, like assets that can just kind of get the people to the result no matter what happens. So it is Cry's job once he has cash collected and gotten this money to get these people from the fat and horrible mindset to sharp minded, high testosterone, and fit as well. So then from there, since he has gotten these people results, and throughout this process, I mean, he's documenting his what he's doing that's working. He has created frameworks. He has created templates. He has created documents that allows him to basically understand how to get results, as well as like based off him creating framework and document everything, he'll know exactly what it takes to get people from this current situation to this desired situation. And then basically from there, he'll be able to create it and basically replicate it and make it a repeatable framework. So what this is called the productization of a service. So in the first mentorship, he Cry is doing a very, very manual type of effort and labor, as in like he needs to put all of his effort and energy into getting these people results no matter what. So that means like actively being on these calls, actively creating frameworks and templates and specific documents that will allow him to get these people results. But because he only had about 15 people in the mentorship or 20 people in the mentorship in the first instance, you can't be in the trenches with customers the more customers that you get forever. Like say he adds 15 more people into another mentorship. I mean, if he is working with 30 people, it's going to be very, very difficult to be in the trenches and try to fulfill and get results for all of these people. Because I mean, he's just one person, he's just one man. He also has his YouTube channel to worry about, his Instagram, his other marketing assets and content assets that allow him to get more subscribers, get more money, get more leads, get more customers. He's only one person. So that's why we shift towards productization, which means the service that you're doing in the mentorship, you're in the trenches, you're trying to get results as much as possible. You then need to shift towards creating a repeatable and scalable system that you can copy and paste to every single customer that might come into your business. So, like I said, with this YouTube channel thing, we're turning this into a YouTube business. Like, this isn't going to be something where you're just posting content and relying on AdSense sponsorships and affiliates. Like at the moment, Cry is specifically only relying on AdSense and sponsorships. I doubt he's even getting that many sponsorships at 10K subscribers, at least the good ones. So currently from what I know of him, obviously this is just a random sort of like I picked him just from the homepage. From what I know of him, he's only relying on AdSense. So he can have the first launch where he gets 30, 40, 50K, 60K cash collected. Then he needs to shift towards a productized service based off his frameworks and methodology of getting results in the first launch. So after the first launch, he starts to shift towards a productized service. So he should build out the productized service over time until we get later down the line. And this is where the kicker comes in. This is how I would scale him personally to tens of thousands to hundreds of thousands of dollars when we eventually have a second launch. But before the second launch, we need to implement a marketing ecosystem and a content ecosystem. The marketing ecosystem is going to allow him to capture leads, as in he'll be able to attract more leads on Instagram, on Twitter, on YouTube even more. He'll be able to capture the information of these leads through lead magnets, live workshops. He'll maybe have a unique mechanism that he can introduce. He'll have a newsletter and an email list so that he can constantly, which will lead to the next thing, nurture the assets and nurture the leads. As in, once you have captured the leads and attracted the leads, you want to be able to nurture them, and that's through lead magnets. That's through newsletter, giving them value upon value upon value, more value than you're giving them in your free content and in your free assets. So marketing and a marketing ecosystem is actually one of the most important aspects of scaling a YouTuber to tens of thousands to hundreds of thousands of dollars. Like, you need to be able to nurture people over time, because people aren't going to be ready to buy a service from you just off the rip, just because you post free videos on YouTube. Some will, but some will need that little bit kicker over the edge to get them to the point where, okay, they're ready to purchase and invest in you and themselves, of course, ultimately. So then you then also want to have a content ecosystem where you know how to attract the leads, you know how to nurture them, and you know how to convert them as well. Because the marketing ecosystem and the content ecosystem work in conundrum. They work hand in hand. You need to have a top of funnel in your YouTube channel. Your YouTube channel in itself has to be structured as a funnel. Your YouTube channel has to have a top of funnel where you're attracting broad-based type of leads and audience and views, like more so broad content. That's through content that is viral in your niche and just kind of viral on YouTube in general. So you can steal aspects of viral topics and viral elements from viral videos and implement it into your own videos so that you can, YouTube is a game of kind of just sort of copying what works and implementing it into your own work, and then that creates kind of its own uniqueness with YouTube. So you then want to have middle of funnel, which is kind of search based content. These are people who are directly looking for an answer to a problem related to your needs. So in the case of Cry, for example, let's say he helps obese and weak mentality men get to fit and a very, very sharp mind, high testosterone, alpha man, whatever the case would be. Basically, a search-based video for that type of person would be how to be high testosterone, for example. That could easily be it. And if Cry makes the video perfectly, and Cry makes the video with the intention of putting as much value in it, and also as well as putting in some elements that would allow it to be as viral as possible in a search-based type of video, because like search-based videos don't always go viral because it's somebody is usually searching for it. It's the broad content that usually will go viral. If he can implement some elements of virality as well as make it as valuable as possible, for one, that just nurtures the lead. That makes them feel as if Cry is like an awesome dude. Like, oh my gosh, this guy gave me so much value. Let me subscribe. Search-based content is type of content that people will subscribe to you for, because, especially if the video is good as well. Then you also want to have a bottom of funnel with your YouTube channel, as in like the videos that you post in the bottom of funnel are kind of like case studies, more so videos where they kind of show your personality and show who you are as a person. It makes the viewer basically feel very, very connected to you, and very, very, as in like they trust you with their money. They trust you to get them results. That is the purpose of bottom of funnel. So, what have we covered so far? We have the launch campaign to get Cry to 30K to 60K cash collected. Then you also need to get results. So that's customer fulfillment. Then you need to build your results and the mechanism that you're using to get results into a scalable system. So that's product creation. And you also have to put in your marketing ecosystem so that you can attract, convert, and nurture leads. Attract, nurture, and convert leads. Same thing with content ecosystem. Attract, nurture, and convert leads over time. Then you also need to, at that point, there's some other things that you can do, but the main aspects and the main thing that you would just do next is then do another launch of your productized offer. Your productized offer should be cost more than your mentorship that you just had with the first launch. It should be able to at least get in at least 20 to 30 people. So like while whereas you had maybe 10 to 15 people in the first launch, you want to get at least 20 to 30 people in the second launch because like I said, the productized service is a repeatable system that works the same and gets the same results for the specific avatar no matter who it is, no matter which avatar it is because you have done the work and you have been in the trenches to know what gets results, what you can do to get people to get their lives changed, and what like for example, Cry knows exactly what to do to get people from obese and mentally weak to mentally sharp, high testosterone, and fit. He has done it. He knows how to do it because, for example, he was in the trenches with them. He worked very hard in his first launch campaign to get these people results. So now he has built it into a repeatable system. Now that he can release that repeatable system now over and over and over again and still get the same men, the same different types of men, but the same type of avatar. That's what I'm trying to say to the same result. So then basically from there, you do the second launch, you do whatever you did in the first launch. I can get into that in more detail in another video because that's a whole video in itself. You do the second launch, and then from there, every single month, you kind of just you now have the ability to open not even it's not even about spots. There's no spots anymore. It's kind of just now it's your full business. You sell people into your program, your productized service every single month, month after month. And I mean, that's how you scale. That's how you build a business that's making tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars. Because at this point, the productized service is going to be $4,000, $5,000, $6,000. So imagine if you're selling 4 people a month, that's 24,000 right there. And that's not even to include the fact that you can also have a mid-ticket and a low-ticket option within your entire funnel. That's a whole nother video in itself, of course. But that right there is basically how I would make Cry, like tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars. So let's find another YouTuber. Let's figure out, okay, what's another YouTuber in maybe a specific different situation that I can make tens of thousands of dollars to hundreds of thousands of dollars every single month. So I'm gonna catch you guys once I'm actually with the next YouTuber. Okay, so the second person that we found is Jeff Lubin. So Jeff, his channel is mostly about improving on YouTube, growing your channel, getting more subscribers, getting more views, everything that's related to YouTube. Now, ironically, with Jeff, I actually disagree with a lot of the things that he's saying on this channel, just because of the fact that like subscribers and views don't even matter if you're not making money. Unless you want to just do YouTube as a simple hobby that doesn't make you any money. I mean, in 2025, I don't know how you can do something that's not make you a lot of money. Like we're trying to get financially free here. We're trying to change lives. We're trying to support our family and our friends, the people that are in our lives who deserve to see the best from us and we deserve to see the best of them, of course, as well. And it's our job to do so because we have the knowledge of how to do so. We're in the online space. I'm yapping, but let me just tell you how I would make Jeff at least $10,000 a month. I mean, with him, just from the look of his channel and just like kind of looking at the videos that he makes, I mean, I would assume he's going to attract mostly just kind of broke YouTubers. That's just kind of the truth. He's going to attract mostly broke YouTubers, but of course, let's just say that these people, we don't want to make any prejudgments or, we don't want to label these people. So for example, what Jeff would have to do, I mean, he clearly has his niche defined. He clearly has the people that he wants to target defined. Simply, excuse me, since Jeff doesn't have any links in his bio, simply it would basically be the same process that we did for Cry. Everything is going to start with market research no matter what. You can't create an offer, you can't sell anything, you can't make money from your audience if you don't even know what they want from you, of course, now, right? Naturally. So we don't know what we want, what our audience wants from us in the beginning. Nobody does. So it is our job as YouTubers to actually go ahead and ask them because your audience quite literally will tell you what they want. They will tell you the problems that they have. They'll tell you the things that they want you to help them with. They'll tell you that the things that they want to see more of, that they desire from you. I mean, it is our job to figure out basically what they want from us. So, Jeff, he could set up some polls in his community posts. He already seems to be doing that, and then that's what I'm saying. His audience seems to be very engaged. So he can set up some polls on his YouTube channel. He can set up some polls on his Instagram stories and just kind of get feedback, get kind of just knowledge of what people need the most help with. Let's say the biggest problem that his audience says that they have is growing on YouTube just in general. So with Jeff, I mean, usually if I'm going to launch something, I want to launch it high tickets and I also want to launch it fast within the next 1 to 2 weeks of finding out what my audience wants from me as the YouTuber. And also just like with my clients, I try to launch it as fast as possible. With him, I would usually do a high ticket mentorship. That's just the best option. You get kind of feedback fast to see if your audience really values you as the YouTuber, as the person selling to them. You get feedback fast. You kind of basically just figure out, okay, is what I'm saying valuable? Is do people want what do people actually want what I'm trying to say, what I'm trying to sell, or are they just talking? As well as kind of you just get a lot of money upfront, cash collected off the rip. You can make more in in a 1 to 2 week time launch campaign more than you would make in an entire year just from relying on AdSense sponsorships and affiliates. So that's why I like high ticket mentorships. You pay high ticket, and also with high ticket, it's actually not even that difficult to make money off of. Like if the offer is valuable enough, if people really value you as a creator, people will pay any type of money for whatever value. It just depends on the value of what you're providing. So if your offer is valuable, people will pay the money. With Jeff, I would actually do both high ticket as well as a low ticket downsell because, like I said, most of the people that I feel like he will be targeting is broke YouTubers. So with him, of course, do the high ticket mentorship, launch, do the high ticket mentorship, try to get people into high ticket mentorship so that you can help them grow their channels, help them get more views, whatever the case may be, whatever the offer is. Let's say it's just, yes, getting them more subscribers, growing their channels. Try and get people into high ticket mentorship, 5 to 10 to 15 people to get them to sell into them and try to get these people results, but and try to get them into the high ticket mentorship no matter what. But after you've exhausted all efforts and tried everything, downsell these people into a low ticket community or low ticket product or something that is very, very low effort on the creator's part because obviously he's going to be spending the majority of his time working with his high ticket clients. We want to also have a downsell. I would say for certain offers, it's smart to have a downsell because you don't know if these people, if the spots will fill up, as well as you don't know. It depends on your audience engagement as well. It also just depends on your target demographic. If the people don't have money, sometimes it's just difficult. Not everybody has enough money to just spend on a high ticket offer. But like I said, that's why with the high ticket mentorship, especially for YouTubers who haven't ever sold anything before, we want to get a high ticket mentorship where they can get a lot of cash collected upfront as well as use the low amount of people in the mentorship to get results, focus on fulfillment, focus on kind of really changing the lives of the people in the mentorship so that you can set your business up for the future a couple months down the line when then you eventually do your second launch campaign where you do it with your productized service. So with Jeff, I'm not even going to make this too difficult. He has people in his low ticket. He's making that as valuable as possible with as little energy expenditure as possible, and then he's working in the trenches with his high ticket mentorship. So he's getting the results. He's starting to what is the word? He's starting to document the results. He's starting to document the process of what he's doing to get these people results. He's seeing a whole bunch of channels grow. He's seeing people get more likes, more views, getting the result that they're promising. Even though, like I said, this doesn't mean nothing if you're not making money from it. Because like even low subscriber channels, they struggle to make money. That's besides the point. He's getting people to the result. That's all that matters. He's starting to productize his service by documenting what's working, documenting the process so that he can create a repeatable framework in the form of a productized service so that he can kind of repeatedly copy and paste it to other similar avatars that he had in the first high ticket mentorship, as well as even in the low ticket mentorship. He's scaling with the product side service. He's scaling with the marketing ecosystem. So he's starting to create lead magnets. He has a newsletter now. And that's honestly all you really need as a YouTuber. Like you already have so much goodwill built up. I mean, YouTube is the most number one platform to build trust, to get attention, and just to have people who actually genuinely like you for you. I mean, these people are spending, let's say, 10 minutes. I mean, he makes short videos, but like all of these combined add up to like hours of content. So these people are spending hours of time with you. So he's putting in, he's creating the marketing assets. He's then setting up his YouTube channel so that everything is a funnel, so that it all leads in a very, very step by step way, step by step format to eventually his lead magnets, his newsletter, because like the content is then supposed to get converted into people opting into the marketing assets. The marketing assets is eventually over time supposed to convert people into customers. So then he's doing that. He's done that. Eventually gets to the point where his productized service is basically minimum viably done. Then he can do another second launch where he can also he's selling the high ticket productized service. He maybe has a mid ticket kind of like lower, like same thing as the high ticket program, but for perhaps the mid ticket just doesn't have like coaching or, for example, calls, or doesn't get any. You can't like get any extra help from Jeff himself. And then the low ticket, it could be like a very, very, very low ticket course or a low ticket community. And then from there, I mean, of course, there's some things that have to be done, as in like with operations, maybe with team members hiring. We can get into that in another video as well, because like I said, all these topics in themselves all have little mini key points that like you could break down all of these topics in themselves. Like for example, with the marketing ecosystem, the newsletter in itself you could break down, as in like, okay, how do you write a newsletter every single day, coming up with new ideas? Like with the content ecosystem, with the top of funnel, okay, how do you kind of systemize your content so that you're not spending a whole bunch of time with it? How do you incorporate AI with it? How do you incorporate a good workflow so that you can manage the content, manage marketing, manage your clients, manage building the product or service? I mean, there's so many different factors and aspects of it. At Dewey's Acquisition, we help you with all of that. We help you with the entire gap from the beginning to the end, but that's besides the point. So with Jeff, basically at this point, he's set to scale. I mean, of course, it probably would take him a long time to get to a point where he's making like 50K, 60K, 70K. But like once it starts to go, it starts to go. And that's how scale works. Whatever works at a low point will be able to work at a very, very high point. You just have to keep repeating the same things that are working at a low point and just do more of the things that are working. That's what scale basically is. Like just doing more of what's working until something breaks, you fix it, and then you continue to scale. So that's Jeff. That's Try. I'm gonna hit you guys back up when I find the third YouTuber, and I'm gonna see if I can find someone very, very confusing, very, very difficult. So let's go. Okay, so third guy, Russell Klaus. I actually know the dude. Um, he was in the same school group with me, like just maybe like some months ago. I don't think I'm in the school group anymore. I've talked to him before though, but like I'm not like his friend or anything. I know of him. So I tried to find somebody who is already doing some of the right things, but I kind of want to dissect and things that they could do better. And this could kind of give you guys a new perspective of somebody who maybe is already monetizing and is already making money off their channel, but maybe could be doing certain things that could improve the channel. So Russell, I mean, as you can tell, he helps coaches, consultants, creators, and SMMA people, agency owners, kind of speak better and just have more charisma. He says his name is the Charisma Alchemist, fire name. So let's just kind of break down live like what we could do to improve just his channel. So just off the rip, content strategy is awesome. Like the false like misconception that a lot of YouTubers have is that you need to post so much to like print a lot of money. Like for example, I know a guy, William Brown, he's making over $450,000 a month. He only posts about once a week. So it's like it's not a direct correlative. It's about the value of your videos and how good they are in the first place. So content strategy is awesome. It's basically content that specifically only his dream avatar and the specific avatar that he's trying to target would look for. But I would also implement, here has one here, but I would also implement some more broad content to attract more people who are kind of just into charisma and speaking in general. So I would kind of set up his channel in a more so, like I said, the content ecosystem sort of way, like the top of funnel, the middle of funnel, the bottom of funnel. I would say even him, he needs more bottom of funnel. If he has people that he works with from the discovery call, he needs to post way more case studies, way more testimonials, way more interviews so that people can kind of understand what he does, understand the results that he's gotten for them, and kind of just show people that, okay, like, yeah, like I really do this and I get results for people, and this is why you should work with me. And these bottom of funnel videos is how people actually convert. Like people, it's hard. Like, people convert from middle funnel and top of funnel, but like they're lower quality. They're not as like familiar with you as a YouTuber. They're not familiar with your systems. They're familiar with everything about you. So the bottom of funnel is actually very, very crucial. So also from here, I mean, yeah, the link in the Calendly or in the about section does work. I would say I would have a lead magnet here, kind of like a master lead magnet that kind of like gives you every single step of your service that people can consume. People will consume it, and then I mean, you frame it so that people can get results with the service, like with the free lead magnet, like even if like they kind of didn't need your help or didn't like come to you for help. But the thing is with the free lead magnet is that people don't actually want to do work by themselves. So you give away all the value, but people will still need help with the implementation and the kind of like the step by step help. So I would actually have a lead magnet here. I mean, if you really want to be like an enterprise and something that's a real business, like you need a website, in my opinion. You need an actual website, a website that tells exactly what you do, testimonials, reviews, customer results, just stuff like that, because it just provides more validity than a simple kind of Calendly link in your about section. It doesn't really provide enough for people to actually want to work with you. So his content strategy is good. Um, he needs some work on the marketing ecosystem and just setting that up, like lead magnet, newsletter. It doesn't seem like he has any of that. All of these things help with converting people over time. And if you really want to scale, these are the things you need. Like that's just the truth. Like you need to be on multiple platforms. You would need to be on YouTube. I would say on Instagram. These are at least the two that you need to be. If you want to maximize money, you don't need it to make money, but if you want to maximize money, um, so I would set up the content ecosystem. I would set up the YouTube funnel. I'll set up some marketing assets just so you can nurture people and convert people over time. He's getting a lot of traffic. So like basically these people are kind of just going on his videos and continuing on with their day because he's not getting 1,000 booked calls from these videos. Like these people, he's not owning the attention of the audience. Like he's basically just renting these views. Like these people are going to go to another charisma channel who actually has free good assets for them to consume. They'll opt into the free assets. They'll get nurtured over time with newsletters and emails and certain flows and appointment center, webinars, live workshops, et cetera, et cetera. Then they'll work with that guy over this guy because these guys, most of the people that watch his videos right now aren't going to be ready to purchase from him. And that's the truth. These people on camera working me directly below. That's what I'm saying. Like it's not that very, very enticing. He's only going to probably I can probably assume this guy maybe is capped at like 10 to 20. I wouldn't even say 20, like maybe 10 to 15. I would probably have to like maybe I can talk to him, see if I can help him better. So content ecosystem, marketing ecosystem. I mean, I don't know how his product is and like what his service is, but I mean, I'm just gonna assume it's not that good because you have to be very, very deliberate in knowing how to make a very, very good product in order to actually make a product that's like worthy of kind of being shown to everybody. Like you want to make a product like when I make my products and the way I teach my clients to make my product, make their products, it's like you have to look at the top of the top people who are clearly killing it in online business. So just two off like my dome, off my brain. Charlie Morgan, Sam Evans. And notice how these guys' products are literally paradigm shifting, like life breaking, mind altering products, like products that will get you results. Easy Grow and Imperium Acquisition, they have the best results in the game in regards to client acquisition in the coaches, consultants, online course sellers type of just game. SMMA agency, they have the best results. And you know why? Because they talk about product first. Any product, anything that you consume in just the modern day, modern world at the moment, right now. Let me just make sure my mic is working. Sometimes you never know. Any product you consume, the iPhone, the Mac, what are other products? I don't know, whatever, McDonald's, I don't know. Whatever the case may be, McDonald's is amazing. I mean, obviously not everybody likes it, but to most Americans, everybody and just the world, everybody likes McDonald's. Everyone uses an Apple iPhone because it's the best. Everyone uses the Mac because it's the best. This is not a Mac, but I'm shifting to the Mac because I know it's the best. Product will always come first. I'm assuming this guy doesn't have a good product because he's probably not deliberate with it. So we would have to introduce, first of all, I would need to see how he gets results for his customers, whether he does gets results or not. I would have to see how he gets results. Then I would teach him to start documenting your process, start kind of writing down everything that you do and everything that you know clients and customers need to get results with your service of helping them speak better on camera so that they can make more money as well as improving their charisma. Start to document it, and then you start to kind of build it into a repeatable system and framework that they can use to that your clients can use to repeatedly get results, client after client after client after client. This is how, like, for example, like Charlie Moore, he has like hundreds of clients because he has hundreds of clients because his product is very, very kind of like static, it's repeatable, it's scalable. It's something that you can just kind of copy and paste to every single one of his ICP slash avatars. The people and ICP slash avatars basically just the people who you're trying to target, who you're trying to sell to. So you can kind of just repeat the product over and over to that avatar again and again and again and again. This is how you scale. So for example, with Russell here, I mean, I would introduce that. Honestly, I would kind of see whether his offer is working in the first place. If it's not working, I would do a launch campaign. I would start off with kind of seeing if it's working. Then I'll probably just, if it's not working, I would start by doing market research again, figuring out, okay, maybe if this isn't working, I need to talk to my audience more. I need to maybe start doing looking through my comments, engaging with my audience, figuring out basically what they want, and figuring out basically because he has 11K subscribers. So with this guy, 11K subscribers, he has a good offer. He should be making, I mean, at least 50K a month, 50, 75K a month. That's what I'm saying. If you have the right systems, if you have the right infrastructure into your YouTube channel and YouTube business, like these type of numbers are possible. So with Russell, either we could do the full route that we took with, I think it was Cry and Jeff. My mind's everywhere. So we could take the same route that we did with Jeff and Cry, as in like kind of like go through the whole 9 yards, like do the market research, start off with a high ticket mentorship, then obviously close the people, get results for them, then start to build a productized service, then implement your marketing ecosystem, content ecosystem. Um, you can do further systems of leverage that I don't want to talk about in this video because that's another video in itself. You do a second launch campaign where you start to sell your productized service that you already just created. And then from there, you're able to scale because obviously your service is productized. You can kind of just sell more and more people in without more spending more of your time. We could do that route, or we could just do the route depending on if his product and the way he's getting results, or as in if the way he's getting results is good. From there, we can kind of start to document the way he gets results so that he can put it into a productized service. And then with Russell, all we would need to do is then implement the marketing ecosystem, the content ecosystem, and then from there we can scale him as well. So depending on whether basically you already have an offer or if you already have something that works or if you've never sold an offer before, I mean, these are the exact same systems and the exact same strategy that you can use whether you have an offer already or whether you don't have an offer. And this is for educational or informational YouTubers. So if you're an educational or informational YouTuber watching this, I mean, I just gave you three different examples of different types of people, different types of educational slash informational YouTubers with a whole bunch of different size audiences. That I mean, I just gave you examples of what they can do to make tens of thousands to hundreds of thousands of dollars. Like this is the exact method of how to scale. Like there's no other way. Any other way kind of just caps you. It doesn't allow you to scale all the way to the moon. It always starts with building an offer, getting results for these people, starting to document the results, then building the documentation of the results into a productized service where it's whether it's a program or a course that you can use and repeat and scale and give to your specific avatars over and over and over again. This is how you get to the hundreds of thousands of dollars per month. This is how all the top YouTubers, the ones I mentioned, William Brown, Charlie Morgan, all of them, they are using the exact same strategy to scale to hundreds of thousands of dollars. Charlie Morgan makes like $1 million a month. Like, so strategies work. That's it from me from this for this video. If you need my help implementing any of what I talked about in this video, do so. Click the first link, or actually, you can click the first link in the description. You can watch a video of how to scale to $10,000 to $100,000 a month in 120 days. I mean, that video real life walked you through step by step of how to do so. If you think you're ready for that, if you think you're ready to scale, if you think you're ready to implement this into your channel, you can click the link that says schedule your walkthrough or schedule your walkthrough, and then my link to my website will be on there, and then you'll be able to quick schedule your walkthrough on my website. So that's it from me. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you guys found this valuable. Yeah, I try to give you guys game. So I'll see you guys on the next video. Peace.